Oh. 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 Where is it? Come on. Oh. Oh. Shit. Oh. Where is it? Oh. Oh. Good morning, everybody. Oh. I am in so much pain. I'm multitasking right now. You gotta excuse how I look this morning, please. I literally whew, just got myself together. Woke up late, and it was because of the company that I literally had to put out. Literally had to put him out, y'all. Man, he was so cool though. Nice, but when you don't know a person, you're just meeting a person, you just want to really make them understand that, don't be too presumptuous. I think a lot of men out here are very presumptuous, and they think it's going to be this way or that way, and that's where I got to come in and stop them. Like, you got the wrong one. you know Listen, I have my peace in my house. That's what I want. The young man was already bent off that Hennessy. Okay, so listen, a little bit too loud, talking a little bit. He was excited. I get it. He called his kids and you know talked to a FaceTime with his two daughters, and that's cool. But it just you gotta keep it quiet. Damn. And some people don't know. Even though I don't know how you don't, it's your first time going somewhere. You act accordingly. If the liquor make you act a different type of way, don't drink that shit. You know, I want my faculties to be sharp meeting somebody. Come on, man, sharp as they need to be. Shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was just that, you know, all of the all the hugs and it's fine, but dude was just like calling me his woman already. I'm like, here we go. I don't understand that. I just don't understand. Shit, I'm not have to tell him, no, I'm not your woman, man. Come on, be realistic. And a lot of times people just are not, they're just not realistic. Okay? I understand what a person might want, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's about what I want, not somebody else. I'm the one who decides whatever it need to be. I am. And I think when men understand, they might be better off. It has to be what I want. Not really who want me, it's who I want. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. But at any rate, y'all, I just, they be trying to cuff too quick, you know. You gotta give yourself the time to at least um, know the person 24 hours. Damn. Can you know the person 24 hours? Come on. Seem like such a nice person, but you just can't bombard people because that's how I feel bombarded on. Like, oh God, here we go. I've been through that, and the younger man, the gentleman, from last night was 42. Still a young man to me, you know. But yeah, you should never have to feel uncomfortable, at home where you live. If somebody is there and they're making you feel that way, that person gotta go because it's literally interrupting my peace. And that's what I had to tell him. But when people be drinking, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it makes some people more loud. And I'm just saying I can't do that. I'm new here. I have a neighbor downstairs that I have to be mindful of. And yeah, nice person, and can really cook too. He made a nice lasagna and everything, but it's just that, wow, I'm just, listen, y'all know me. Some of y'all have never met me a day in y'all life, but it's a lot of people out there that do understand how I might think. And, especially from being out here all these years, I have been out here a while. um, but it's just that when a person don't know you, to presume things or assume things or guess about things, don't do that. And don't get me wrong, I am the type of woman who can appreciate a man who's aggressive to a certain extent, though, because let me tell you something. I'm very aggressive, and who's that? Beat. I'm sorry, I'm squinting all in the camera. Your name is BH133. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm looking a little rough today. It be like this sometimes, though. It be like this sometimes, y'all. Leave me alone. Don't come for me. But that's the beauty of them braids, man. No matter what you doing, you can get up and go. Okay, you say, I feel like men that rush things usually don't have good intentions. Ooh, wee. Why is that? Why do you feel that way? Good morning. Tell me why you said that. Tell me why you feel that way. I well, I've been in some speedy situations. I have, but a person to be, just don't be too presumptuous. I just don't think it's very smart. Don't think you know a person, just as you might have a good vibe. You should never think that you know a person. Yeah. You got to respect people's boundaries and shit like that. You can't come into people's spots being too extra, too loud when you don't even know them, let alone the neighbor. Uh, I'm not, I'm cordial with my neighbor. It's not like we girlfriends and talking all the time. We're definitely not. I do not plan to make it that way. I plan to stay in my lane and do what I do where I pay my bills. Um, Hello, goodbye, okay. I'm coming on upstairs, don't mind my shit. I just feel like a lot of BS is kept down that way. It's that female thing. I've been in situations and I've lived in houses where I lived upstairs, man, and the neighbor lived downstairs, and she was ugly. You know, I'm sorry, I ain't trying to be no type of way talk about no damn body, but she was ugly. She looked like that little cartoon monkey, Curious George. And I know it's people, maybe not right in here now, but I know it's people out here that that remember Curious George, my neighbor, the Curious George, my neighbor. Yeah, she was so hateful. She was so evil because she was so damn ugly. You know, and I need not tell y'all, and it's a bad day for me, but I need not tell y'all on a damn good day when I lived there and she saw me, oh shit. You know, just for no reason. Just for no reason, bitch. Mad. Mad. No reason. None. She'd be outside sitting in the car because it was the type of block where it was in the hood. Not the ghetto, but the hood. Kind of like where I live here. You know, well, that's what I consider it. You too. Hello, Maureen. You say, I was agreeing. I think it's best to take it slow, get to know one another, you know. You know, that's pretty much what I was saying. Sometimes things can happen, though, you know, you got that extra chemistry. I get it. I've been in that situation. I'm sure we all have. And no need to jack about it, right? Do blondes have more fun? I'm one blonde that don't really have a lot of fun. I'm going to keep it real. I don't. You know. No, I ain't having no more damn fun. Mm-mm. Girl, get out of here, girl. No. I don't even go anywhere, you know, and that's why I like to entertain here at my house, and plus I'm safe here. You know, I know what the fuck is in place in my shit. I don't know about nobody else's house though. They got the ups. I feel comfortable here though. You know, well y'all don't know. You should know. Read between the lines though. Then y'all will know. I'm cool up in here. And that's why, you know, I like to entertain here. Especially when you first meeting somebody, you don't know how the fuck they gonna act. You know, be nice at the beginning of the date and switch. You know, not saying that that would happen, but it's possible. You know, it can. And yeah, you know, yeah, yeah, y'all. I just ain't with it. But I do know the don't knock that down. I do know that these young men out here, they be trying to cuff you just like really quick. Kitty, don't knock it down. You little fat ass cat. Little wobbly stomach. Shit. Y'all leave me alone. Says she had a wobbly stomach. Cause she was walking away and you could see her stomach just going from the side to side when she walked. Little fat ass. Yeah, I'm not the blonde that have more fun though. No. Girl, I don't be doing anything. That's why I said, you know, maybe in this year I will do more and get out more. So far, no good. The first month, I ain't do nothing. Nothing, you know. But it is what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna trip about it. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see how things go. I'm gonna do that lasagna video. You know, the young man can cook. You know, he can cook. I'll give him that. You know, and he's another person that's very active in his children's life. That's a plus. He reminded me a lot of somebody. You know, take care of his kids though. He reminded me a lot of someone. Too much, y'all. A little bit too much. And that's why I was like, listen, you know, I'm ready to go to bed. It's after 12 o'clock. It was after like 12:23. Listen, man, you know, it's like, let me finish my drink. See what I'm saying? You in somebody else's house and they telling you that they tired. That's something that you need to consider. You know, you just sit there and still finish your drink. You know, yeah, okay, go ahead, finish your drink. You know, I finished my drink too. But it's just that when a person don't even know you, they don't know your routine, they don't know none of that shit, and you come in interrupting it, because I believe that's why I'm late getting up now. You know, I'm on the late show today. It's 8 o'clock. I'm finna go, but I'm on the late show today because I woke up late. You know, I didn't go to bed as early as I normally do, and this is what I mean. If you meet somebody and they fucking with your energy, especially right away, you know, that's not the person for you, and that's just what it is. You know, not in a way to be in a relationship. I'm not saying you can't hang out with that person or whatever, but that's not the person for me. You know, you coming in and you fucking with my peace. You know, I gotta keep asking you to be quiet because you loud. You know, I have a neighbor downstairs, you know, whether I like her or not, she's still my neighbor. I still don't want to be above her head. It's after 12 o'clock. Come on, it's getting late. You know, you got to have just common respect for, you know, your neighbor. Damn. And I told that man that more than a couple times. So that's why I started to feel some type of a way, you know. And if we do hang out, I'm going to just ask him to make it a day he's not drinking, okay? That alcohol can make people act different. Y'all know that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. But thank you for telling me that. Hmm. All I know is that people have been doing that for a long time. Thank you, ASMR live feed. Thank you for coming over here to tell me that because you did not have to. I kind of thought that was happening quite some time ago. ASMR live feed. ASMR live feed says someone is restreaming your live stream and getting donations. I've been getting ripped off on this platform for so long. It's unreal. You know, I feel like the platform allows a lot of stuff too. Even though when I put my videos out there, I say I don't allow any type of remixing of my videos. Nobody should be streaming. How the fuck do you restream a live? But I been knew something was wrong because on two different devices I was live at two different speeds. So I don't even dwell on it. What I do is make my videos and make my little coin and keep it moving. You know, everybody will get what they have coming eventually. That's all I can say, you know, but I don't get upset about it because I've been suspected something like that was going on. You say, I've seen people drink and get extra loud. That's all I'm saying. And so have I. And I'm sure we all have. So that's exactly what I mean. And that I can't do. You know, I can't do that. I'm just knowing you. You're not gonna come in my place, and he did. He was nice, but I'm just saying, man, fuck all that when it comes to respect. It's just common respect. Common respect. You know, you say even in my own home. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, good morning. Yeah. Hmm. But anyway, I'm finna go. It's 8 o'clock. I do want to thank y'all for watching, though. All right. I'll be back a little bit